And so we are here and we're getting into our next conversation on the show. And my next guest is one that I'm sure a lot of you already know. He's no stranger at all when it comes to, talking about Pan-Africanism and, African. He is an embodiment of what it means to be an African. I have Professor Obadele Bakari Kambon, who is Associate Professor, Institute of African Studies, the College of Humanities, and the lead organizer of Decade of Our Repatriation. And this year, we are going to have a beautiful conversation. Prof, welcome.
Thank you so much. And this one is Decade of Our Repatriation.
Repatriation.
But what we're doing is we're actually framing, to your point, we're framing repatriation as self-reparations.
Okay.
Most times people think about reparations like, oh, let me go and ask someone, let me beg someone, let me try to get... No, this is what we can do for ourselves. So, we have the power. And back in 2016, I got my citizenship under President Mahama. This is on the 28th of December. And he said something that I found profound and sticks with me to today. He says, what I'm doing for you, I deserve no thanks or praise. It's an honor for me to restore your birthright, right? For those of us whose ancestors were kidnapped, and every single person who left the continent, people like to say sold. I say every last one was kidnapped against their will. Everyone wanted to go back to see their mother, to go back to see their father. Everybody wanted to go back to see, their wives and husbands. Every last person got kidnapped. But because all of us ended up in the diaspora, now for us to come back, this is now self-reparation. So some may know that President Mahama has been, announced to be the envoy for, reparations. He gave his UN General Assembly speech.
Yeah.
What we've gotten now is that the Office of the President, through KOD, Diaspora Affairs, I can't say enough about KOD, that they've taken up this initiative as the Decade of Our Repatriation. And, they kind of go hand in hand. Some people are saying, reparations, let's go and ask someone, for something. But now on this side, this is what we can do for ourselves. Those of our brothers and sisters whose ancestors, again, were kidnapped, we can now come home through this self-reparations, I should say, in the form of repatriation. So we've just had an event. We just had the Abibi Fahudie Film Festival, and we had it was a star-studded event. We had Ajete Anande, Amake Abebrese, KSM, Nikwate Owo, a pioneering filmmaker, just so many, of the stars of Ghana, and beyond, coming in to support some of the student films that was done in partnership with UNIMAC.
Yeah.
So a lot of the best films were actually some of the student films. Those ended up being the award-winning films. So we have a series of events under the umbrella of Decade of Our Repatriation door. And the first one was a film festival. This coming weekend, we have the virtual conference. And then the week after that, we have the hybrid conference in person and virtual as well.
Right.
With and that's coming up from the 12th to the 14th right there at Abibitumi headquarters in Ekwepe Mampong. So it's a very exciting time. If people think, just to give someone a background or context, think about the year of return. People say, the year of return brought in like $1.9 billion, and, different people had different, initiatives under that. Now, imagine, and year of return, to a large degree, people came to think of it of like Deti December or party.
Yeah.
So that means someone comes for a week and then goes back.
Yeah.
They come for 2 weeks, they go back. They party and then they go back. That's return. But now what we've done is now, this isn't just return, this repatriation. This means that you're coming, not just, with a suitcase, you're coming with your entire household. You're coming with, a shipping container. You're coming with your wife and children. You're coming with, all your worldly possessions here in order not to, beg on the side of the street, but to actually create jobs.
But how critical is this form of self-reparation?
It's actually very critical, and I would say mutually. Both for those in the diaspora. Imagine places like, the U.S., you see statistics like over 300,000 black women were working in the government. They say, we don't want you here anymore, right? You're fired just because we don't want you here. Now, all of these people have skills. All of these people are organizers, HR, everything that you can imagine. And, under, Trump in particular, a lot of people are realizing, what? This isn't the ideal, place for me to raise a child who I have to worry about they get shot down in the street like Amadou Diallo, get shot down, or hung in a prison cell like Sandra Bland. I can go on. And some of these things have come to light because, online people are seeing these videos, they're seeing these reports. Well, somebody who doesn't know, they just see a music video and say everybody has champagne and everybody has gold chains. Oh, it's great over there. Right. But, you know, every single black person who is in those types of places knows that on a whim, I could be a CEO with billions of dollars. When I'm driving around at night, they're not asking me that. They say, how did you get this car? And then the next thing I know, I may not even, you know, be alive anymore. And, you know, so what we're actually seeing here through the Decade of Our Repatriation, and this is, you know, to your question of how critical is it, that this isn't just running from danger in the form of Trump or anything else. This is running to safety, and there's a difference. Imagine there's a shooter who's out there and I run out into a field. Yeah, I'm running away, but I'm not quite getting away, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to here is a safe space. Here is a place where, you know, I can feel defended. I can feel at home. And this is a feeling that I have. You know, I have a son who's 12 years old. There was a young child named Tamir Rice. He was playing with a toy gun. The police rolled up on him and they shot him dead. You understand? Once he's dead, there's no protest you can do to bring him back. There's no court order that you can do to bring him back. And my son has a toy gun, and the level of peace that I have to know that I've come to safety. I don't have to worry about Ghana police. Imagine something like this. Ghana police come up and say, you're playing with a toy gun. Like this could never happen, you know, in a place like Ghana.
Right.
So, you know, there are a lot of initiatives that are coming up. I've mentioned a few. We've also had serious talks, and shout out to Professor Yarrow, my provost in the College of Humanities, the biggest college at the premier university, University of Ghana, that he's actually organized. You know, I had this idea of, you know what we could do? We could call open door dialogue. So Decade of Our Repatriation, the acronym is DOOR. That's intentional, door. So we have these open door dialogues where we're going to bring to the College of Humanities, you know, through the Great Hall, through ISSA, through the CD Conference Center. He convened all of the heads of units, you know, under the College of Humanities. And then again, through the academic board, all of the professors and heads of units, all, you know, all together to, you know, explain to them this idea. Imagine someone like Stevie Wonder comes here, and we know he's here around, but it's kind of like sequestered, like who's ever heard from Stevie Wonder? Like, why are you even coming? I did convene the panel actually for DW, you know, this German Broadcasting Corporation, and it was my Repatriate to Ghana clients. 500,000 people have seen that video. Right. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. But these were students from UNIMAC, right? And I know that because 2 weeks after that, one of my PhD students who's a lecturer there asked me, can you come lecture to my students? Lo and behold, these are the same students who are there. Right. Now, my Repatriate to Ghana clients, they're coming here, and the students, they're like, we're trying to get out of here. We're trying to leave Ghana. Like, why are you even coming? We don't even understand. Do you have money? Like, what's going on? Like, why would you even come here? And they didn't have an understanding of why we're coming here in terms of what the actual situation is in the places that we're coming from, but then also the situation that we're coming to. Right. So what we're doing through these open door dialogues is, let's say somebody like a Fuse ODG, someone like a Wodemaya, like any of these people, either from the historic diaspora, Rita Marley, so forth, or from the recent diaspora, they can come and then, you know, they can be given a platform, whether that's in a lecture, an interview like you and I are doing right now. Right. It could be, you know, in the form of a panel, just like you saw there. And now people can actually understand, the Ghanaian students can see, well, these are the opportunities, because, you know, the Chinese, how many China malls are we going to get, right? Quite a lot.
But Prof, talk to me about the conferences. The virtual and then the hybrid as well. How do people get to be a part of this?
So I want everyone to, right now, if you have a phone, download the app Abibitumi, and I'll spell that out for you for anyone who isn't very good at the tree. Abibitumi translates to Black Power. Abibitumi. Sometimes people ask me, what's your WhatsApp? What's your... I say, I have my own app. Don't you have your own app? So you can download Abibitumi. You can go to abibitumi.com. All the information is there. IA tickets, information, Eventbrite tickets. And because it's in person and also online, you can download the app. You know, you can log in and you can see all the information there. If you just do a search for Abibitumi Conference, this is our third Blacknificent conference on Black Power there. And, you know, we're always, you know, honored to have people like, you know, Black Rasta has been there, Pura Khan, you know, the rapper. So many luminaries have come through, including government officials, Honorable Kwesi, the former deputy chair to the AU, has come, you know, just so many. And what I can say is that this is going to be an amazing experience. And we also want to, you know, let people know We have sponsors, you know, that we're welcoming on board as we speak right now.
Right.
We have slots for one single, you know, headline sponsor in each area. So if you're a bank and you're looking to sponsor, and, you know, again, if you look at the year of return as a single year where people are just coming for a week or two, imagine an entire decade of people, and anyone who is repatriating, they're coming under the auspices of the Decade of Our Repatriation.
Right.
We're actually tracking them. We're helping them through, you know, we have another website, repatriatetogana.com. And over the years, I want people to go to that website and then just check out the testimonials. People who have gotten citizenship, people who have, you know, gotten land, people who've gotten married. We've helped people get married.
Oh, wow.
And have children. Well, we're not helping them have children. They're doing that on their own. But, you know, because they are repatriating, they've been able to.
The platform has been created for them.
The platform has been created.
Absolutely.
And we definitely want people to come to the virtual conference. Go to bbtumi.com on the browser or in the app. The hybrid conference, we have so many luminary speakers. We've been endorsed again by the Office of the President, so KOD is going to be our keynote
He's in charge of Diaspora and Affairs at the Office of the President.
Exactly. Prof. Kobe Mensah from Ghana Tourism. You know, the Minister of Tourism herself, we've got a chance to sit down. She says that she loves this idea. That's Honorable Abla Jifa Gomashi. So just so many, you know, celebrities are coming, so many government officials. Anyone who we've even spoken to this, most recently Rex Omar, who's head of the Black Star Experience. There's a lot of synchronicity around what we're doing. And, you know, we were just saying, anyone we let them know that this is what we're doing, they're saying, how can I be on board? So University of Ghana coming on board.
Absolutely.
All these government agencies on board, celebrities, you know, on board. Kafui Day, he was our host just yesterday for the award ceremony for the film festival. So it's just an exciting time to be in Ghana. It's an exciting time to be a Ghanaian. And for those who are saying, oh, you know what? As soon as I get a plane ticket, I'm flying out of here. Just, you know, pause and listen to those who are coming.
Absolutely. Get a proper appreciation.
Exactly.
Okay. And it's all happening at the Bibitumi headquarters in Okuapem.
Absolutely. In Okuapem Mampong.
Okuapem Mampong. Thank you. Prof, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be looking forward to these beautiful conferences.
Last thing I'll say is that I'm wearing the Decade of Our Repatriation official cloth commissioned at Bonyure. You'll see this is a door, not of return, but this is the door of our repatriation.
Okay.
So anyone, you'll see a couple of variations, the Aya Adinkra, the Sankofa Adinkra. This is the brand newest Adinkra that you can see on the block. Decade of Our Repatriation, Kente. Absolutely. So check it out. Thank you so much.
Prof, thank you so much for coming. It's the first day of December 2025. Some wonderful people celebrating their birthday. So let's make the day even more